the pay-per-view numbers for Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley 2 and Floyd Mayweather versus Marcus Maidana are staggering and very important. I thought that many people would talk about the numbers, but it seems that many people don't want to. They want to forget about it and move on and sweep it under the rug. But we cannot, because these numbers are very important. They're going to tell us where the boxing game is going. So, first off, the Pacquiao versus Bradley 2 sold between 775,000 and 800,000, so somewhere in between that, and that is less than the first fight. The first fight sold 890,000 pay-per-view. So yeah, I mean, even though the second fight was a much better fight, the fight sold less, and that's a problem there. But yeah, the Mayweather versus Maidana fight, from what I'm hearing, did pretty well. If you guys haven't heard already, Richard Schaefer came out and he said that he was happy about the numbers, and I'm expecting over 800,000 buys, so at least. So I mean, first off, this shows us that Pacquiao and Mayweather still can do what they want to do, and that people have not learned anything. They're still willing to pay for Pacquiao and Mayweather's fights no matter what. They're still willing to buy their other fights and not pay for them fighting each other. You know, they're still going to make them rich off fighting other people and not each other, and that's the problem. The people haven't learned anything. They're still doing the exact same thing that they did a long time ago, and that's bad for the sport. I mean, it's kind of showing us that, you know, boxing, I don't know if I'll hold that for later. And then we also learned, number two, that Floyd Mayweather can do whatever he wants to do and still prosper. And people, you must learn you must learn your value, man. You must learn your value. Look, you got to pay for fights that are worth paying for going into the fight. When you first hear about the fight, you must know off the first announcement that fight is going to be a competitive, good fight. They have to sell you a fight. It can't be just anybody. Okay? And people want to come in and say, oh, Maidana did well. Maidana did well. No, not after the fight. Before the fight. Before the fight. You have to know what you are buying. Look, this is why Pacquiao and Bradley 2 is a better fight than Maidana and Floyd Mayweather. And the large problem is Maidana. Maidana has never been a top 3 pound for pound. He's never been top 10 pound for pound. He might be now, but not before the fight. He wasn't even thought about as a top 10 pound for pound. And some people still don't think he's top 10 pound for pound. Maidana, he had only won one championship, and that was against Adrian Broner. He had never defended a championship, a real championship belt. Before that, he had been like the paper champions, like, you know, a paper champion, like he had the Intercontinental Championship. He had, you know, the interim WBA championship and some other weird name, Federline or something championship. These aren't real belts. These are paper belts. These are belts that you give to people for just trying. These aren't real belts, okay, or just winning fights. These are fake belts. The real official belt is the real WBA championship, the real WBO championship, the real WBC championship. Not what a championship belt. That's not the real belt that he had. So his first real belt was when he beat Adrian Broner. He tried to fight Amir Khan and get a real belt, but it didn't work. He lost the fight, and he didn't have a real belt. So his first time winning a real belt was against Adrian Broner, and his first time defending that belt, he lost. He lost. Maidana had never been on pay-per-view. He had never been on pay-per-view. That was his first time. It's against Floyd Mayweather. Maidana, like I said before, man, the guys that he had trouble with, Floyd Mayweather should have I mean, those guys should not be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. So the level, just based off that alone, this guy should not. That Mayweather versus Maidana fight should not have even been thought of. It shouldn't have even sold 100,000 pay-per-views. I'm just being honest. Just the fact that Schaefer is happy that he did good numbers, that shows us that boxing, that's not good, man. You people, you boxing fans, I mean, you wouldn't buy anything, no matter what. That's what it tells me, okay? Because look, Pacquiao versus Bradley is a 3 times better fight. Pacquiao had been this legend. He had a belt, you know, he defended it. He had been a champion for a very, very long time. Bradley, he had won a belt in 2012. He defended that belt at least 3 times. He had been on pay-per-view before, right? At least 2 or 3 times. I remember against Pacquiao, you know, Marquez, pay-per-view, at least 2, yeah, and then he fought him the 3rd time. He fought Pacquiao the 3rd time, so that's 3 times now. But at least Bradley had been on pay-per-view before. At least Bradley he was top 5, pound for pound. Bradley, see my point? The status is different. Bradley is on a higher status. He's a better fighter according to what he has done in the sport of boxing. Make sense? Right? And then legacy was riddled in that fight. You know, if Pacquiao had lost, then people say, well, see, he's not the greatest of all time. He's not what he says that he is, right? And then if Bradley wins, people say, well, he's maybe an all-time great, right? That fight was bigger than Maidana and Floyd Mayweather. So off the jump, that fight should have sold more than Floyd Mayweather and Maidana. Off the rip, they should have automatically sold more. But like I said before, this proves to us that boxing fans are willing to buy anything. The people are willing to buy anything because they don't. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe they don't know, I guess. But yeah, man, that's bad for boxing. That's bad for boxing. And every time Floyd wins, it seems to not help boxing, you know, because he's not fighting people who he should be fighting. That fight should have been a blowout, and I don't know what he was doing, but he says that he wanted to give people a good fight and stay still and let Maidana hit him and stuff like that. And don't do that. You do that against real competition, against guys who are supposed to compete with you, not Marcus Maidana. And he says that he could have easily moved and beat that dude, and I believe him. I believe him because I can literally see him standing still. And he said that he could have literally moved around the ring, tied him up, and then kept moving around the ring. And I think he proved that during the 9th round. He moved around the ring, and then Maidana couldn't catch him. Go look at it. That fight, to me, it just wasn't a good fight. I don't know what Floyd is doing in there, but that fight was not worth buying. That's bad for boxing that people bought that Floyd fight. You know, he wins again. He wins again, and now he's going to probably fight him again. And if he beats him bad this time, it's going to be, you know, you will see a whole different fight. I'm sure, because he's going to move this time. I mean, he's not going to stand there. So, I don't know, man. That's bad for boxing. Pacquiao might fight Marquez again, I'm thinking. But, yeah, man, talk about it. I think that these numbers are very important to boxing. And, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm out.